Hey guys, Rob Sambles here from Rob Sambles Photography. So, my new video. This video is going to be shot handheld, guys, so I apologise if it's a little bit shaky. I probably will set the camera down every now and again, but it's going to be kind of quite a moving video, so I needed to handhold the camera. It's my phone, I'm filming it on, but hey, the phone. So, I get a lot of questions about my case. This case. Now, this is my rolling case. It's a case which I bought fairly cheaply. It looks like a Pelican case, but it isn't a Pelican case. I guess it's what you would call a replica Pelican case. And I get a lot of questions about it, so I thought I would do a video that focuses on the detail of the case. One of the biggest questions I get is, where did I get the case? I got this from a website. Obviously, I'm in the UK, so it's a website called toolcasesdirect.co.uk. That's where I bought it from. But you can get cheap cases like this around the place, guys. I think eBay has some like this. You know, there's different things. Now, obviously, the quality of this versus a Pelican case is going to be different. This probably isn't, well, I mean, this says waterproof in the description, but I would be very suspicious. I wouldn't fancy putting it underwater, put it that way. Whereas I know, like the Pelican adverts, they put the case underwater and stuff like that. I wouldn't do that with this. But hey, it's a great case and I love it and I use it all the time. So the actual case, fairly simple. It's the same size as the Pelican 1510, I think is the spec that it is kind of modelled to. It has the two the clip locks. It has the side handle, so you can carry it there if you want to. It has the pull-out handle on the top, which that comes up, so that's to roll the case with. And then, of course, it has the handle on the top as well. And, of course, it has the wheels. Because, as I just said, it's a rolling case. So, let's talk about the wheels first. Now, those of you guys that are familiar with Pelican cases will know that the Pelican cases come with like funny kind of plasticky wheels which only stick out a tiny amount. They're very sort of vibrating and they're not very good over rough terrain. And a lot of people I know change the wheels on the Pelican case to rollerblade wheels. Now, these wheels that were on this case were exactly the same as the Pelican case ones. So I basically had to go at myself at just changing these to rollerblade wheels, which is what I've done. This is how it looks. It's great. They're so much better than the regular wheels that it came with. I can move this over rougher terrain now. It's really good. Obviously, I've done both wheels, and it's great. It's really made a massive difference. If you're wondering about this here, guys, that's basically just where I put some gaffer tape across, because every now and again it gets sort of beaten up, you know, when the clearance to the ground still is quite small here. So if you go over any kind of stones or anything, it scratches up the underside of the case. So I just protected it with a bit of gaffer tape. It looks like I need to replace that, hey? So, look, on that subject, this case is great. Because it's great, I use it everywhere. I take it everywhere. It's fairly beaten up. It's fairly dirty. It's a bit grubby, it's got dust on it, it's been in some places where it's a bit muddy, so it has some mud on it every now and again, and, you know, it's not the cleanest case in the world, but, you know, inside, it's perfect, and that's what's so great about it. So, let's talk inside. Let me lie down. Now, when I bought this case, it came with the pick and pluck foam inside. It was just a solid piece of foam and you could pull out the bits to make it the shape that you want. I had decided before I got the case that I wasn't really up for using the foam. I wanted to get the padded dividers. Well, let's open it up and show you. So first of all, you have the two clip locks. It's got the two lock things, so you can lock the two. I normally use this simple lock, which I've got over here, which I just put onto one of these, just when I'm going to leave it in a media room or something. Look, it's not very secure. Someone could get in there if they wanted to, but it's more of a deterrent as opposed to an actual lock. So, clip locks. So, that's the case. Now, supposedly it's waterproof. Now, this kind of sort of lip you guys can see here, is the camera focusing on that? Yeah. Now, it's kind of rubbery, and you can see it's kind of raised up, and that goes into the slot up here. So I guess that is the waterproof aspect, but I don't feel confident with that. I don't think it's flush all the way around necessarily, and every now and again I notice you can see over here, you get the occasional, and it is very rare, but you get the occasional little bit of dust and stuff that gets in. And hey, look, if that can get in, water could definitely get in, and that's what makes me a bit nervous about that. Okay, so I just mentioned the padded dividers. So these are the padded dividers that I have. Now, I bought these. These are the official Pelican cases, the Pelicase dividers for the 1510. You can see if it's flush to the edge, it's just the right size, and so I bought those. So look, ironically, the padded dividers and the lid organizer probably cost about the same as they did the case, but obviously that's like a quarter of what the full normal Pelicase would have cost me. Let's talk about the lid divider. This again is the official Pelicase one. It's the one for the 1510, which I bought and fitted in there just so my torch, my spare batteries, my random bits of gaffer tape, more tape, my clips, everything like that all fits up the top there. And obviously I keep all my gear in the bottom, a couple of lenses, more lenses, one camera which is over there somewhere, my second camera's in here, the strap, a bigger lens underneath, so it's good, you know, it's a great size, it fits everything in. I mean, look, that gives you an idea of what I can fit in there, guys. So I've got, the camera's up there. So there we go, so I've got two Canon 7D Mark IIs with grips attached, so it's deep enough to fit those in. They do come over the top slightly here, but there's plenty of room going into the lid to accommodate that, so you don't need to worry. I've got the 70 to 200 lens. I've got my other couple of smaller lenses. That's my 1835. This is just a very cheap lens which I kind of have as like an emergency backup. I very rarely would ever use that. That's a 1855. My 50mm, my 10 to 22, various other bits under there, memory cards, filters, various stuff. So it fits everything I need for a job, really. In terms of how I use it, because I'm just slightly worried about the zips and stuff from the top up there, potentially scratching the top of my camera and stuff, I use something which I've shown you guys before. I use this, which is literally a random piece of yoga mat, which I chopped up, yoga mat, camping mat, whatever type of mat it was, I don't even know. And that goes in the top there, so that then when I close the lid, there's no risk of the stuff getting scratched up. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take these padded dividers out so you guys can see inside. I will try to set the camera up here, so hopefully you can... Sorry guys, I'm doing this very much on the fly, so just trying to set it up so you can see. There we go. Okay, there you go. So that's the stuff come out. Now in there is just so that is basically folders where I keep copies of my insurance, my accreditation for a couple of bits, just things I never really need them, hence why they're underneath, but just in case someone, I don't know, anywhere was to challenge me on the insurance I had or the right accreditation, I've just got all the documentation that I need in there. Also have loads of cable ties which are good for like helping secure remote cameras and stuff like that as well. This is the actual padded divider, so you can see this is real great quality, guys. It's all Velcro, so it comes on. It even has the kind of like the little inlet that goes in to accommodate the wheel arches inside, which you can see down there, which is great. Really good divider, and that's the case itself. So you can see it's fairly thick. How can I show you the thickness of it? You can't really, but you can see it's fairly thick. It's a decent thickness on the case, and it's very solid. Like it's, you know, you could happily sit on there. Sometimes I do, like if I'm at a football game and there's no stool or something. Before now, I have laid this down and sat on it, and it's, you know, it can take my weight. And but you guys have seen me in my videos. I'm not a small guy, unfortunately, and it can take me quite comfortably. So it's a fairly solid case, which is good. You could obviously even turn it up on its end, and you could use it as a taller seat as well. Although you would have to deal with the handle there potentially digging into you, I suppose. But that's my case, guys. Really good case. That's my gear. That's set up. So tonight I'm shooting a basketball game. It's a BBL game. It's Surrey Scorchers at home to Sheffield Sharks. That's my gear all set up. So I'm going to be using two Canon 7D Mark IIs. I've said in previous videos I've switched now. I just use two Mark IIs. I don't have my Mark I anymore. I sold that on. I've got my 70 to 200, my 50mm, my 10 to 22, and my 1835. In terms of what lenses I'm going to use, guys, I'll probably switch it up. I will probably start out the game with a 70 to 200 and then my wide angle if I'm on the baseline. I might potentially be doing a remote camera, which if I do probably will be my 10 to 22 lens. Although depending on the light, because I can only get that down to f3.8, so I might need this, which is 1.8. And I'll use my 50mm sometimes as well, probably for kind of like the timeouts, the team benches and stuff. Because I'm the team photographer, I'm lucky I have the luxury of being able to get all in around the team benches and stuff like that too, which obviously normally wouldn't be allowed to do. So there we go, guys. That's my case. Please feel free to ask questions. Give me the thumbs up on the video. I always appreciate that. Don't forget to check out my other social media lines. Hopefully you guys are on my Instagram and my Twitter and my Facebook and stuff like that. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.